woman will sell her precious body for a small piece of paper. It carries a lot of weight. For that great almighty dollar. Talking about.
Good morning, LS. Today is Thursday, October 9th, 2025, and I'm Carlos with Jaden. The quote of the day is, "Education is the key to unlocking the golden door of freedom," and that was said by George Washington Carver. Would you please stand and pledge allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag Attention students taking the PSAT this Saturday. Please arrive no later than 7:45 a.m. Testing will begin promptly at 8 a.m. and anyone not in their assigned testing room by that time will not be permitted to take the test. Be sure to bring a fully charged Chromebook and a calculator. Anyone who buys their 2025-2026 yearbook at today's club fair will be entered to win a Chick-fil-A gift card. Yearbooks are currently on sale for only $55. Due to today's special schedule, the following teachers eat a lunch during first period: Mr. Baker, Mr. Garber, Mrs. Ingram, Mr. Crothy, Mrs. Lau, Mrs. Rank, Mrs. Schatzman, Mr. Snyder, Mrs. Stauffer, Mrs. Zimmerman, and Mr. Wagner. Mrs. Snyder, Mrs. Zimmerman, and Mrs. Zern. Wow, great script here, Zern. If you're a student athlete, be sure to stop by the varsity club stand at today's club fair to scan the QR code for the Pioneer Cup. This will earn points for your team and show everyone how the competition works. If you are interested in buying a Pioneer Strong t-shirt, they will have shirts available at the fair for $15. Those who sign up for the varsity club, scan for the Pioneer Cup, or our current members will receive a fun stress ball for participating. Here are Wednesday's class color day results. In fourth place are the sophomores, in third are the juniors, in second place are the freshmen, and in first place are seniors. Here are the results from yesterday's pep rally competition. The freshmen in fourth, the seniors took third, the juniors finished second, and in a surprising upset, the sophomores took first place. Today's tropical participation will determine which class will win the Homecoming Spirit Week. Results will be announced this afternoon.
Student Council hopes to see everyone at tonight's tailgate party in the stadium parking lot beginning at 5 p.m. and the Powder Puff football game at 7 p.m. Welcome back to Trivia Thursday. Scan the QR code on your screen to join today's trivia challenge and compete for a delicious Tootsie Roll Pop. In honor of tonight's annual Powder Puff football game, here's your question. How many times have the juniors won the Powder Puff game in the past 20 years? Here's a hint. The number is lower than you think. And now for today's luncheon events.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ben Feeney. I'm principal at Lampeter-Strasburg High School, and I'm here to talk to you today about Safe to Say Something, the anonymous reporting system, which will help you to save lives by empowering you to prevent shootings, violence, suicide, and other harmful acts in your school and community. Before we begin, I want to give you this content warning. This training includes discussions and images around such topics and violence of bullying, suicide, and self-harm. This may be difficult for some students. If you are concerned about any of this content now, during, or after this training, please let a teacher, counselor, or another staff member know immediately. Today, you will learn 3 steps that will help keep your friends and classmates safe from hurting themselves or someone else, simply by saying something. Step 1, recognize warning signs and threats. Step 2, when you observe a sign or threat, act immediately and take it seriously. And step 3, say something to a trusted adult. Use the Safe to Say Something anonymous reporting system or call 911 in an emergency. Using these 3 steps will empower you to help keep your school safe and get help for people who need it. Before we jump into each step, I want to emphasize that overall schools are safe. Your teachers, administrators, and staff are continuously working to ensure your school is as safe as possible. However, we are not immune to shootings, violence, suicide, and threats. There is still a possibility that these things can happen. That's why we are here today to teach you the 3 steps that you can use to help keep your school safe. Now I'm going to talk more specifically about what you can look out for. This is step 1. Recognize warning signs and threats. So what is a warning sign? A warning sign is something that someone says or does that shows that they may be planning to harm themselves or others. Here are some examples of warning signs. A person may be planning to harm others. I want to emphasize, though, that this is not a list of every warning sign. Being obsessed with weapons or school shootings, talking about hurting other people, talking or posting about an upcoming attack, bringing a weapon to school. Here are some examples of warning signs that a person may be planning to harm themselves. Feeling like things will never get better, talking about wanting to die, talking about a plan to die, and cutting or burning themselves. Here are some examples of warning signs that someone may be in crisis, which is when someone is going through something that is overwhelming and they need help. Big changes in personality or appearance. For instance, a friend who is usually friendly and happy is now frequently angry and aggressive. Withdrawal from friends and activities. For instance, a friend who hangs out with you almost every day after school, but now goes home directly to be alone. Refusing to go to school or skipping school a lot. Being physically or verbally abused. For instance, a friend who tells you that his father hits him every time he fails a test. These are all warning signs. Other warning signs that someone may be in crisis include being bullied or bullying others based on real or perceived differences, including any of the following: race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, disability, or body type. As you have just learned, there are many warning signs that we can watch out for. We also have to be aware of threats. So what is a threat? A threat is when a person communicates that they intend to harm themselves or others. Someone might say a threat, write a threat, or post a threat on social media. Here are some examples of threats to others. I'm going to take them all out. They will regret they ever met me. Here are some examples of threats to an individual. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to end it all. So where are warning signs and threats found? anywhere and everywhere. For example, you can find them in school, in places like classrooms, the hallways, and in the cafeteria, as well as out of school, like places like the bus, home, at parties, and at sporting events. Social media is the main source of warning signs and threats. It's where so many students go to make a threat and express their feelings, including anger, anxiety, or depression. And what we know is that adults aren't on the same social media platforms that students are, so they often don't see everything that is posted. That's why it's so important to learn how to recognize when someone needs help. You are the eyes and ears of your school. Now that you know step 1, how to recognize warning signs and threats, let's learn about step 2, act immediately and take it seriously. Act immediately when you see or hear a warning sign or threat and get help. It's essential to act immediately because all too often no one acts at all. It's important to acknowledge that it can be difficult to act immediately. Here are some reasons that people may give why they don't act immediately. She's too young to hurt herself. I thought someone else would do something about it. He just wants attention. One of the biggest reasons that can stop you from acting immediately is that you will be viewed as a snitch. But there's a big difference between snitching and saying something. When you snitch on someone, you're trying to get someone in trouble for your own gain. When you say something, you're getting someone help for their own safety and protecting others from harm. Saying something is simply about getting someone help. After you recognize warning signs or threats, act immediately and take it seriously. The third and final step is to say something to a trusted adult. Use the Safe to Say Something anonymous reporting system or call 911 in an emergency. I want to highlight that you should always say something if a friend or classmate is displaying warning signs or communicating threats. Also, if you recognize that you are displaying any of these warning signs, you should say something to a trusted adult. Trusted adults who listen to you and take your concerns seriously. And you are the best judge of who the trusted adults are in your life. Your trusted adults can be a lot of different people. They could be your teacher, a school administrator, your school counselor, or your coach. And there are lots of different types of coaches. You could have a basketball coach, a drama coach, or a chess coach. Your trusted adult could also be someone outside of school as well. Your parent or guardian, a mentor, for instance, a family friend you talk to, a family member or a community leader, for example, a religious leader like a priest or a pastor. I want to emphasize that this is not a full list of trusted adults. These are just a few examples. There may be other people in your life that are your trusted adult that are not included here. And it's important that you know your trusted adults are right now. That way, if you see warning signs or threats, you'll know who to go to immediately. It can be hard to have these conversations, so let's look at a strategy you can use that might help with these kinds of conversations. First, tell your trusted adult who you're concerned about. You can use this language to start the conversation. I'm concerned about, for example, I'm concerned about my friend. The second part is to describe the warning signs or threats that you are seeing and bring any text, videos, or pictures you may have. You can use the word because to start to describe why you are concerned. For example, I'm concerned about my friend because he's being bullied. The last part is to tell your trusted adult what you would like their help with. You can use the language, and I need your help too, to explain what you would like them to do. For example, I'm concerned about my friend because he's being bullied, and I need your help to make it stop. To summarize, you can use this language to help you talk with your trusted adult. I'm concerned about, because, and I need your help too. Now let's talk about 911. You should only call 911 when there is an emergency and then tell a trusted adult. An emergency is when someone needs your help right away because they are injured or in immediate danger. Now, I know calling 911 may seem difficult. You may be nervous because you've never called 911 before, or worried about giving them the right information. Also, sometimes people are concerned what is going to happen when they call 911. For instance, I have a friend who's had a bad past experiences with the police, and he's concerned about the police and how they might react if he calls 911. I have another friend who has struggled with mental health, and she's told me she's reluctant to call 911 because she's worried whoever responds may not understand her needs. This is why we want to provide you with some more guidance about when to call 911. Call 911 when there is an emergency, when someone needs help right away because they're injured or in immediate danger. Here are some examples of emergencies of when you should call 911 first and then tell a trusted adult. Someone threatens to kill people and shows you a weapon. Someone threatens to take their own life and has access to pills or a weapon. Someone is unconscious. Here are some examples of situations that are not emergencies. In these situations, you should not call 911, but you should still tell a trusted adult. You should not call 911 if someone stops coming to school, but tell a trusted adult. You should not call 911 if someone is very upset and angry, but not threatening anyone, but still tell a trusted adult. You should not call 911 just because someone looks different than you and is not doing anything wrong. If you have questions about when to call 911, talk with your trusted adult. You just learned how to say something to a trusted adult or call 911. But what if a trusted adult is unavailable, or you are not comfortable telling an adult that it's an emergency? Use the Safe to Say Something anonymous reporting system. The Safe to Say Something anonymous reporting system is completely anonymous, so you don't have to give any information about yourself that you don't want to. You can submit a tip if you recognize warning signs in a friend or a classmate. And if you can also submit a tip if you recognize warning signs in yourself or if you need to talk to someone. The Safe to Say Something anonymous reporting system works by simply submitting your concern using the app, a telephone hotline, or a website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A trained analyst will respond to you immediately. Our analysts care about helping you and are always ready and available to listen to your concerns and take action about anything you share with them. To use the phone app, download it to your phone or mobile device. Search for Safe to Say Something PA Anonymous Reporting System in either Google Play or the App Store. Next time you have your phone, remember to download the app. Once you've downloaded the app, open it on your mobile device. The first time you launch the app, you will need to create your own numeric password. Then you can sign in. If you forget your passcode, you can create a new one. Simply go to the menu in the top left corner of the app's homepage, select Reset Passcode, and create a new one. Here's a short video that shows you how easy it is to use the Safe to Say Something anonymous reporting system.
Once you've downloaded the app, open it on your mobile device. The first time you launch the app, you will need to create your own numeric passcode. Then you can sign in. Next is to locate your school within the app. Select the concern from the menu that you would like to address. You will then be asked to type in details about your concern. Finally, upload any photos, videos, or sound files related to your concern, and then hit submit. You will be able to have an anonymous two-way conversation with a crisis counselor to ensure they have all the information they need to get help for the individual you're concerned about. You will also get a case number so you can log back in at a later time and add more information if you want. Once you've downloaded the app, open it on your...
If you want to submit a tip on the website, first go to Safe to Say anonymouspA.org. Once there, select the Submit a Tip icon and then complete the form. If you'd prefer to submit a tip over the phone, call 1-844-SAF-2-SAY or 1-844-723-2729. An analyst will be standing by to take your call and will work with you to gather the necessary information. At the end of the call, you will receive a tip number and password that will allow you to log in online and provide additional information you may have about your tip, and exchange private messages requesting additional anonymous information. It's as easy as that. Thanks to your anonymous tip, the analyst will work with the appropriate people in your school or community to act on your tip and intervene as needed. Our analysts are caring, experienced, and helpful. They will listen to concerns and will work with adults in your school and community to get help. The analysts are always available 24 hours per day, 7 days a week. You should contact the Crisis Center if a classmate is displaying warning signs. Also, you should contact the Crisis Center if you're displaying warning signs. Today, you learned 3 steps to the Safe to Say Something Anonymous reporting system. Step 1, recognize warning signs and threats. Step 2, act immediately and take these warning signs seriously. Step 3, say something to a trusted adult. Use the Safe to Say Something Anonymous reporting system or call 911 in an emergency. By bringing the 3 steps of the Safe to Say Something system into our day-to-day lives, we as students will continue to be able to reduce violence and threats in your school and make our school and community a better place to be. We have the power to make the difference in the world around us just by saying something. If you would like to be more involved with helping to keep your school safe, I encourage you to join or start a Safe Promise Club. Safe Promise Clubs are free, student-led clubs that are in schools across the country. Safe Promise schools take an active role in helping keep classmates safe and buildings and safer schools. To learn more about sandyhookpromise.org, you can visit the following website. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the Safe to Say Something Anonymous reporting system. Being a student means you are uniquely positioned to influence and support your school community. You can stand up for your school, your peers, and your friends, and say something. Thank you.
Welcome. My name is John Baker, and I am the Safety and Security Manager for the Lancaster-Lebanon IU-13. And I'm glad you could join us today as we tackle the tough issue of active killers in our schools. Now remember, an active killer is anyone who is in the process of seeking victims and attempting to kill them, whether they have a knife, a gun, or a blunt instrument like a bat. Well, this video is part of the Lancaster-Lebanon IU-13 All Hazards Plan video series that is being produced to work in conjunction with the Pennsylvania Department of Education recommended All Hazards Plan that many of our schools are currently working towards. This series is designed to address a variety of scenarios found in the new All Hazards Plan in small, bite-sized training sessions that really don't need to last much more than 20 or 30 minutes at a time. Well, within the school community, you will find a variety of recommendations for how best to respond to an active killer. And this video will recommend a variety of options for staff and students in your school that will increase everyone's chance of survival when faced with an active killer. The Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, the International Chiefs of Police Association, and the Pennsylvania State Police all have come out with their own studies and recommendations on how best to survive an active killer situation. And most of these recommendations are based on data from nearly 500 school shootings over the past 15 years. And while every incident is unique, there are common traits for both the survivors and the victims. People who can quickly analyze the situation and select a strategy that works best for them and those close by significantly increase their chance of survival. Those who flee and quickly escape the kill zone have the greatest chance of survival, and for those who can't, fortified lockdown is their best option. Well, today we will visit a typical high school campus, and we'll be joined by local law enforcement and the Lancaster County CERT team as we explore active killers in schools. Before we begin discussing active shooters, let's take a few minutes and discuss the different types of lockdowns that are most common. The first type is interior lockdowns. Interior lockdowns are announced when the threat is believed to be inside the building. And of the three types of lockdowns, we will spend the most time discussing interior lockdowns later in this presentation. The second type is exterior lockdowns. Exterior lockdowns are activated when the threat is believed to be outside the building. Any staff, students, or visitors on your school campus should immediately return to the building, and all exterior doors should be secured and checked by the staff. Classrooms with first-floor exterior windows or doors should pull down the blinds to deny anyone a clear view of the class. And if there is any chance of a firearm being involved, you may also want to consider removing anyone from those classrooms and moving them to interior spaces in the event shooting would start and the windows could be penetrated. And the third type of lockdown is an administrative lockdown. Administrative lockdowns are often announced when a situation has developed that requires staff and students to simply remain in place until the situation is resolved before resuming the normal schedule. Incidences such as maintenance issues or medical staff responding to the school are reasons why we may activate an administrative lockdown. Lockdowns are just one strategy that a school can use to respond to an active killer. Today, as we discuss active killers, we need to understand what our best options are and how to enhance current procedures such as traditional lockdown. With over 15 years of data gathered regarding school shootings, we have learned a great deal about active shooters. And this data has revealed that we need to adjust our traditional thinking about lockdown since Columbine to meet the risks that we face today in order to increase everyone's chance of survival. Enhanced lockdown is more than just locking and shutting the doors and sitting in the corner as we've done in the past. We need to barricade, fortify, and get creative.
Enhanced lockdown means the student and staff must be proactive to ensure their survival. Using what is found in the classroom to make a barricade will make the shooter think twice about trying to force his way in. Remember that the harder you make it for him, the better chance he will bypass your room. There are other ways to keep out the intruder. Using something as simple as a backpack, your own leverage makes forcing the door open much more difficult. Another way to prevent forced entry is to use a belt or purse strap to bind the door mechanism shut.
Our goal is to keep the bad guy out and buy the time needed until the police arrive, or you decide to evacuate out the windows, or maybe you need time to plan countermeasures should the killer gain access to your room. We can no longer trust a single lock to protect us. Unfortunately, during several recent shootings, the active killer has been able to gain entry to a lockdown room and injure or kill the occupants. And while enhanced lockdown is a significant improvement to past practices, the best option is always to flee the building and gather at predetermined rally points on or near the school campus. If a lockdown announcement is made, it should include life-saving information such as interior lockdown, man with a gun near the library. Interior lockdown, man with a gun near the library. These few additional lines empower the building occupants to quickly decide what is the best option for them. Obviously, if you hear shooting right outside your door, heading into the hallway to evacuate is not a safe option. It's time for you to lock down and fortify. However, if you're on the other side of the campus in the gym, you know it's time to flee. No longer are we relying upon a single building response. Rather, how you respond is determined by where you are within the building at the time the shooting starts. After considering fleeing or enhanced lockdown, our final strategy is countermeasures. So whether you are locked down or you find yourself in the common areas like a cafeteria or a hallway, be prepared to keep the active shooter from hurting you. In order to accurately shoot, stab, or strike you, they need to be able to acquire a target and successfully strike.
Rally those around you and throw objects at the person's face and head to deny him a clean line of sight. If you encounter an intruder in a hallway, throw whatever is available at his head and face. This will buy precious time to escape. Anything you can do to distract and confuse decreases his ability to accurately fire. Only as a last resort, if you cannot flee, go on the offensive and swarm the intruder.
If you decide to swarm, take the killer to the ground and use the collective body weight of your group to hold him in place. And if you come into contact with the weapon, don't pick it up. Rather, cover it up with a trash can and keep the killer from getting it back. You know, nobody likes to think about countermeasures, but if you have no other option, commit yourself to doing what you need to do in order to survive. You will see these same basic strategies packaged in many different forms. However, they all boil down to run, hide, or fight. These are the most basic responses to an active killer. IU13 has selected the ALICE program offered by Response Options to help us teach these life-saving skills. The ALICE program has been around since 2000, and it is a time-tested program geared toward educators. If you would like more information about how IU13 can help you train instructors for your school, please contact our Safety and Security Department. Regardless of whether you choose a vendor to help you deliver this material or you decide to build your own program, I think we can all agree this is valuable information that everybody should have. This is a life skill, not just a school skill. These principles apply equally to school, home, work, or them all. Today we're at the Lancaster County Public Safety Training Center, and I'm joined by Detective Jim Zahm, the commander of the Lancaster County CERT team. Jim, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Today we're going to spend some time talking about active shooters in schools. Can you talk us through how municipal police officers initially respond to the call of an active shooter at a school?
Well, it's changed over the last couple of years. Originally, they would respond, they'd wait, they'd get minimum of 4 officers. They'd enter the school in a team in formations, and they'd track down the active shooter. Now, because that took a lot of time, and active shooters last very short period of time. When they get there, the first officer there goes into school and begins to look for the active shooter.
And do I understand correctly that in many jurisdictions, the SWAT team members, or as we know them today as CERT team members, are often not immediately available to respond? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, most of our SWAT teams across the state of Pennsylvania are what they call part-time teams. They're not any less trained than a full-time team. Full-time team, they are ready to go at 24/7. They work that way. That's their job. With part-time teams, they have other collateral responsibilities where they can be patrol officers, detectives, supervisors, and have other things that they do throughout the day. When they get the call, they either respond from work or home to the location they need to respond to.
Now, you talked about a part-time CERT team member versus a full-time CERT team member. Any real difference in their training?
No, they still have the same categories they have to train in. They still have the same ideas, the same problems, and they have to prepare for the same thing.
Okay. Now, once that CERT team arrives at the school, what is their primary mission?
Their job would be to do secondary searches, look for secondary suspects that may be hiding, to look for victims, to look for secondary devices. They clear the school systematically after the shooting is over. And they're also there in case the would-be shooter would decide to take hostages and lock themselves in a classroom. Then they would handle that barricade hostage situation to its conclusion.
How's the CERT team activated here in Lancaster County? Can a building principal call them and say, hey, I need the CERT team?
No, the host jurisdiction, whatever police jurisdiction is on scene, if they feel they need the SWAT team, they notify Lancaster County by communication, and their supervisor in turn notifies myself or whoever may be working if I'm not available. They run the situation by them, and then we decide if the team should be activated or not.
Okay. And we seem to hear this term SWAT and CERT. Are they interchangeable? What does CERT stand for?
Yes, CERT stands for a Special Emergency Response Team. They are a SWAT team. SWAT is Special Weapons and Tactics. It's just that most teams across the country over the years developed their own acronyms to call themselves, but they are all SWAT teams.
You know, one of the things we hear as people talk about how CERT teams respond to schools and municipal police respond to schools is that with their initial response, if they're going down a hallway or entering a classroom, they'll actually bypass somebody that's injured. Can you explain why that happens?
Yes, the first responding officer, the first one in the school, their job is to neutralize the active shooter so that there isn't any more casualties. The secondary teams coming in will deal with the wounded and the people who are still in the schools to get them out of the school and get them help.
And if I were to be in one of these buildings when there's an active shooter, whether I'm a staff member or a student or a parent visiting, if I were to come into contact with one of those police officers or a CERT team member, what would they be expecting me to do?
Listen to what they say. If they tell you to get down, get down. If they tell you to get along the wall, get along the wall. If they tell you to go somewhere, go somewhere. They don't have time to explain why. They don't have time to deal directly with you. We know that they're upset. We know that there's issues, but they have a job to do and they have priorities they must meet first. But they will take care of you later on then.
Now, we're told that based on the history of past school shootings, that a lot of times these events are over pretty quickly, sometimes within 6 to 8 minutes, or you might hear about one lasting up to 20 minutes. But yet it seems like it takes hours, if not days, for the police to finish their work there. Can you talk a little bit about what police do after the shooting's over?
Yes, well, the scene becomes a crime scene, and we have to secure it. We have to collect evidence. We have to basically reconstruct the crime. It becomes very vital if the suspect's still alive and goes to trial to win our case against them. And once that's done, which could be 3 days to a week, depending on how serious the situation was, then you have the cleanup, the repairs of the damage, the issues like that. And that usually can shut a school down for a while.
Sure. And while some schools might have a school resource officer, a police officer right on campus, often it takes a few minutes for police to first arrive after you realize you have an active shooter at a school. Is there any advice that you could give to the occupants of that school about what they should do before the police arrive to help them survive?
Yes, if they're able to get out, if the shooter's not anywhere near them, the shooter's on another floor, the shooter's at another end of the building, get out of the school, get their classmates, whatever, and get out, get away from the school. If they can't get out, then they need to secure, they need to find a room, they need to get locked in, they need to barricade the door, they need to turn out the lights, they need to be really quiet, hoping the shooter will pass them by, looking for a target-rich environment. And he's probably not going to worry about busting in doors, and that takes too much time. If they are compromised, if the suspect does come in the room, then they need to use whatever resources they have they're available to protect themselves.
Okay. Well, Jim, that was some great advice, and I really thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
As we can imagine, these types of events aren't over just because the bad guy is dead or under arrest. The recovery process is significant and prolonged. Many schools that have experienced active shooters and multiple fatalities report that the school culture is changed forever. But we also realize that we need to wake up the following morning and begin to figure out what the new normal is going to look like and how we can start helping people put their lives back together again. The school's staff, students, families, community, along with first responders, will all need to grieve, memorialize, reflect, share, and begin healing. And while it's a shared community experience, the process of restoration is often an individual journey. Group discussions and access to quality counseling for individuals is critical. Within days of an active shooter, it's important to have a thorough debriefing at every level of the school organization and be sure to include the first responders. It would only add to the tragedy should the opportunity to learn, adapt, and change be lost by having not gone through a thorough debriefing. Training and drills are keys to effectively responding to these types of events, and they truly can make the difference between life and death. Following this video, you should spend a few minutes discussing how your school is going to respond when faced with an active killer. Well, thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to continuing this series on all hazards planning in schools and hope you will join us again as we continue to ask the question, are you ready?